Alright guys, so today we're going to be working on a Troy-bilt pressure washer. It's 2550 psi, 2.3 gallon per minute. It is model, what is that model per se? 823337 or 828337, something like that. It's right there. That's the model number. It's got a Briggs & scrap iron 675 series on it. Alright, so any of the parts we use be in the description below. We're going to do the carburetor on it. First thing we're going to do is 2 Phillips heads. This way we can see everything down there. 1, 2, pop them out. That. Those 2 are out. Handle, goes right through that. Then we can see everything up there. So this has an auto choke on it, and the auto choke is frozen solid. It's probably the choke on the carburetor itself. We're going to take a flathead screwdriver and take this bolt out right here. Flathead screwdriver, take the bolt out. That's the air filter, which looks good. Nothing wrong with it. Down here, we got this bolt laid out. We want to put this back. This is a spark arrestor. Keeps it from burning a hole in the air filter. 8mm. We have 3 of them. Now we're going to take a 1/4 inch and we're going to take that out. And when you look down here, you see the tar is built up there, so this thing's full of tar. A pair of needle nose pliers, or any pliers will do, just squeeze that clamp. Give this hose a little twist. And it's got syrup coming through it. It's empty. 10mm. Right there. On this side. Careful not to move this around too much. There's a little S turn in this. It just turns and slides right out like that. 13mm or a 1/2 inch. Oh look, this is the O-ring that goes on the back. That one's very flat. Put an O-ring on there. That will seal. Usually I'll just flip it over and put it back on the tube. 13mm or a 1/2 inch. Take this bolt off the bottom. fine. If it stays on, just leave it on. But this one seal's broken, so we're going to scrape all this out. Flathead screwdriver, get all that old seal out of there. I'll put the parts again for this in the description below. Part number is K11LMR. It's the complete rebuild kit for this. See, this float is, it should be even like this. If it's stuck up like that, that means that that seal underneath it is swollen. Take the pin out. Oh, look at this, guys, frozen solid. Just kind of prying underneath it a little bit to get it to come free a little bit. You don't want to break the float. I'll put a brand new carburetor down in the description below too, just in case you do break the float. The seal is right in this hole right here. This is a Tecumseh tool. I'll put this in the description below if I remember. If I forget to put anything in the description, just message me. Not a big deal. I'll let you know what it is. Boom, pop it right out. Now, the customer gave me a kit, but he's had this out in the weather. This O-ring's hard as a rock, and this brand new seal is not only swollen, but it's dry rot cracked. So we won't be using that one. I got a nice new one. We'll use that one. Alright, so we're gonna use acid. This is a 14 karat gold testing solution. I've tried all of them. Some of them eat the aluminum out of the carburetor, some of them eat the brass out of the carburetor, some of them do nothing. I've tried making my own. I've ruined like expensive carburetors, you know, $200 and $400 carburetors for generators I've ruined. This stuff works, doesn't hurt the carburetor. Alright, so we're going to put drop in top here. I got blower going like crazy on me. Right in the top there so it can simmer down the orifice tube. And then we're going to flip this up here. And we've got drop that'll go here and drop that'll go there. And that'll simmer out that. And then the main jet, the most important part, we'll put 2 or 3 drops there. We'll let that simmer. Gently rinse everything off. After it's boiled for a little bit. Just trying to get the acid out of it. You want to gently rinse it off. We also want to get all this tar out of this mouth so that the choke arm can move freely again. Out of there, get a hard squirt. So that's nice and clean. And then this, gently rinse. This we're going to hit again with acid just to make sure everything's right. Drop here, drops there, just to make sure it's good. Let it simmer. Again, lightly rinse everything out so you get the acid splashing back in your face. This off the outside, dirt off the outside, so that you know you clean the carburetor. that I got laying in a bucket. Alright, so seal. If you can see it, there's a ridge on this side. It's got like a little line, and this side smooth. We want the ridge pointing towards this part of the tool, and the smooth side pointing out. We're going to shove this right down in to this area right here. Good twist, and then I like to take a ratchet, tap it a few times, and twist it as you're pulling it out. Hopefully that's all the way down in there. We'll give it just the slightest rinse with carb cleaner, just to make sure that there's no debris in there. And we're going to take the needle valve, make sure it's good and clean, scrape it if you have to. Whatever you got to do, make sure it's good and clean. I think, oh yeah, kit comes with a brand new one. Forget that. Brand new one in the kit, or scrape yours up, whatever. The little staining on this is fine, just make sure there's no crunchy stuff on there. And crunchy buildup will flake off. You don't want that. Put that right into the carb like so. Then we're going to put the pin through, hold it in place. And you're going to look at it and see if it's level or not. And it's close, but it is not perfectly level. So it needs to go in a little bit further. Pull the pin out. Float out, and we're going to push that seal in a little bit further. Rinse it out a little bit, and then try it again. I guess that's as good as that one's going to get. It's pretty close. Then I'm going to blow through this with my mouth. Make sure it's not leaking. It is leaking, so it is not right. I'm pulling this out and getting the aftermarket one in there. Back on there again, push it in, a few twists. Try putting it, oh, rinse it out. Nice and level this time. No leaks. Alright, we're good this time. New O-ring. Go right on this. Just like that. We're going to clean the bowl out real good. I plug it with my finger. Spray a little in. And use my other finger or a rag or whatever. And scrub it all out. The guy that's not coming out, and just try to scrape it. It's just all stained real bad. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just stained. No chunks. As long as there's no chunks, you're alright. A little staining will be fine. It can rinse out over time with the gas, but it'll never create a lump that'll stop it from working. I think I'm going to use that guy's O-ring from his kit. Regular old stuff. Where's his kit? This is a little thicker. Yeah, and it broke. This is just hard as rock. Alright, let me find an aftermarket one. The aftermarket one's a little bit thicker than the OEM one. A lot of people talk crap about the aftermarket stuff, but man, a lot of times it's what you're using. It's the better stuff. Like now, it seems to be better. Alright. Pouring stuff in there. The more you do this, the more you find different things that work better and easier. The K11 LMRs do work fine. It's just this seems too thin, and it didn't seem like the bowl was actually touching it at all. So I didn't see how that was going to seal if the bowl wasn't actually touching the seal, you know. I didn't feel any resistance. And then you saw the other seal with the float not working. You know, it's typical crap. Sometimes you don't even have to do all this. Sometimes it's just there we go, that's good. Alright. Sometimes it's just a simple cleaning the carburetor out. It just wasn't one of those times. So remember I told you the O-ring, this is the way the O-ring's supposed to look. Stick that right on here. Stick this right on. We're gonna put it right on the throttle arm. Stick it up there, and then this is loose still. It's still loose. Right up there, and then two 10mm bolts. Put them back in. Choke arm is going to go into this slot, and there's a 1/4 inch long bolt that goes in there. Get it started. Started in here. Make sure that this is moving freely, and then tighten that down. And there's a spring, goes from this hook here back to a hook on the metal plate back there. Make sure that that's in. I'm going to dump a touch of gas in here to make sure it's all cleaned out. Let it run through, make sure there's no dust or anything. Alright, so it's running. Popping the carburetor. Use a pair of pliers. Get it up on there. This back on, 8mm. filter, 8mm. And the recoil, or the cover, the decorative shroud, what do you want to call it? Right there. 2 Phillips head screwdrivers here, and another one here. Tighten down. You don't want to run it too long, just start it up, and you got to put water to it. We just want to make sure that it started and ran. Alright guys, this helped you out in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I will put the aftermarket parts and the OEM parts in the description below. I'll put the acid in the description below, the Tecumseh tool that I use for the Briggs & Strattons. I'll put that in the description below. Everything you'll need, I'll put in the description below for you. If you want to do any advertising through my channel, message me. I'll be more than happy to have you. Peace.